guys, welcome to this new lecture on Postgres. What exactly is Postgres and what exactly is a database? In this particular session, we will mostly cover how to install, how to set up a PostgreSQL or Postgres, often known as, with easy installation steps and what exactly you can do with that. Right. So before moving on to exactly how exactly you need to install and do all of the setup, consider subscribing to this channel. It's called Knowledge Sharing Group, and you have a lot of different videos and topics on relevant data science topics. I'm pretty sure you will find a lot of these sessions and videos useful. So share your thoughts, share your comments in case you want us to cover any specific topic. And moving on to PostgreSQL now, the first step that you need to really do is understand what exactly is Postgres. So Postgres is a database engine and SQL is the structured query language. So when it comes to Postgres, we call this as PSQL. Right? This is one of the world's most advanced, and the best part is this is an open source RDBMS. It has a long history of almost about 30 years, and there are a lot of other database engines, for example Oracle DB, MySQL and other databases. But what makes this really great is that it is absolutely open source and it's powerful at the same time. So in order to download Postgres, all you have to do is go to Google, write PostgreSQL download, and it will get you to this particular link right on top, downloads PostgreSQL. So once you click on that, you will see different installers out here for different kind of systems that you have. So based on what type of operating system that you have to click on any of these. So I am having a Windows system, so I click on Windows. And over here you will see the different SQL versions. So the latest version is version 13, right? And you have two different installers for your, depending on what bit your system is. So for 64-bit you have these installers, and for 32-bit also you have certain installers. So based on what's the your platform is 64-bit or 32-bit, you have to install or download the installer accordingly. So all you have to do is click on this download installer, and I have actually done that. So you have this exe file out here. All you need to do is click on this. So once this opens up, you have to click on install. Actually, let's do that. Okay, so this will start off with the installation. And meanwhile, while this loads, you can also, they have a pretty extensive documentation out here, which you could definitely check out. And it has a lot of easy to follow tutorials. So it's worth a look at, definitely. Probably I'll give it some time to download, and we'll come back once everything is downloaded, and I'll show you what exactly are the steps you need to do for installing PostgreSQL on your system. Okay, so we are now back to the setup. It's basically done. The Visual Studio has been installed. So the next step is setting up the PostgreSQL from the setup wizard. So all you need to do here when you see the screen is click on next, and it's showing you the default installation directory inside the C drive program files. So all you need to do is click on next. And over here you can see all of the components. So you have the SQL Server, you have pgadmin 4, which we'll talk about in detail later on. And this is more of a GUI kind of a framework from where you can do all of the administration for your server. And there's also the stack builder and command line tools. So ideally you need all of these four, not essentially the stack builder, but it's good to have for now. So we'll click on all of these four by default and click on next. The data directory is picked up on its own inside program files. So click on next. And now here you have to enter a password for your server, and this is a master password which you need to keep handy for reference, because later on you will need this password, so don't forget this password. So I'll just give a password out here, and then click on next. So now it asks us to enter the port number. So by default the port of the local host is 5432, and you need not change this. So all you need to do is click on next, and then this is the locale, this has to be set to default, because this will then automatically pick up your default language and environment based on your system. So you need not do anything out here. So this is just a few settings that it has summarized. So all you need to do is click on next, and this started to install now. So this will take a couple of minutes, not much. So once this installation is complete, we'll again come back. You can actually now you have this option to configure your stack builder, but that is not really you can do that. Actually, you can click on this on port 5432 and then click on next. This is going to download the application. So all you have to do here is expand on each of these, but really you don't need to do any of these. Here actually you have to click on PostgreSQL 64-bit version 12.5 which is installed. So all you have to do is check this box and click on next. Okay. So that's going to connect to the server. It will just take up a few seconds. So my internet speed is a little low, and the weather here in Bangalore isn't that great. So I think there's some fluctuations in the internet bandwidth, which is causing the application to take up some more time than expected. So maybe I'll give it a couple of more minutes. Well, so the installation steps have been completed now, and do not click on this skip installation checkbox. All you need to do now is click on next. So the Postgres window is going to launch. You can cancel this. Okay, all you need to go here is type Postgres, so you don't see anything here. Type PSQL. So once you type PSQL, this is the SQL shell. So all you need to, so this is the command line interface. All you need to do is click on this, and this opens up the server, which is your local host. So you need not do anything here, just click on enter, then the database, enter, port 5432, which is the default, enter. Username also is Postgres, so nothing to do here. All you need to do now is enter your password. So this should be the password that you have used for the installation purposes. So I'll just enter the password that I had used. Okay, and this is a success. So we have got into the Postgres command line interface. Now what you can do is you can write quotes out here to check the version maybe. So what you see here is the version of SQL that you have downloaded is 12.5. So you could do a lot of things out here, and if you have to exit from the command line interface, all you need to do is Control C, and then it asks you whether you want to terminate bad job. You have to click on Y, and then it exits. Now this is a command line way of connecting to the database. There's one other way by which you can connect to the database, and that's through the GUI administrator tools. And we have one application already installed along with the Postgres installation, which is pgadmin 4. So let me click on that. So once we click on pgadmin, this is really useful for anybody who wants to avoid the manual way of coding things up to extract things from the command line, and you feel it's much more easier to drag and drop things from a GUI based interface by just a few clicks. I think pgadmin will be really useful for if you're that kind of a person. And actually, while this loads up, I think broadly there are three ways of connecting to the database. The first one that we already showed is through the command line or the terminal. The second is basically through this pgadmin, and now it asks for a password. This should be the password again that we had used already. So type it out and press on OK. Cool. So that allows you to enter this browser-based application of pgadmin. Now you can play around with this, framework, this GUI. You can click on servers, and again, you will be prompted for entering your password. So you can click on Save Password and then click on OK. So this opens up the dashboard by default, from where you can see how many server sessions are active right now, what are the transactions, and a lot of other things based on what exactly you need to see. You can further customize this dashboard based on your requirement, but that's not essential for this moment. So you can also check the sessions currently going on. So as you can see, this Postgres database, there's this Postgres user, and this session is going on active right now. So this kind of gives you a glimpse of what exactly is going on with the server. And now you can click on databases, and you can see that the Postgres database is already active out here. So you can also see who are the users and other aspects from here. What are the schemas, everything else from here. Now in case you want to write out a query, you have to go to tools, you have to select query tool, and this gives you the interface where you can the code editor, basically, where you can write things. So for example, if I write the same command, select a version, and then I have to hit this run button. So that gives us the version of SQL that we were looking at from the command line. So cool, we are now set to explore further, but I think we got started with the installation of Postgres. And the other thing that I wanted to also talk about is there's another third way of connecting to a database other than command line and pgadmin, which is by writing a server-side application which you can allow to interact with the server, and all it essentially needs is drivers. If you have heard about ODBC or JDBC, so all these are like, ODBC stands for Open Database Connectivity, and this is more like a API, like a driver, which helps build that connection across different servers. So that was mostly it for today's session on the setup and installation. In the next videos, we will also go through how exactly to create tables, what exactly to do through pgadmin, and how to write codes, how to write your first program. So stay tuned for more updates. Thanks for watching.